Hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force. And today we're taking a look at page 6 of issue 2 of Blood Force. Kind of says it up there in the corner. But before we get into the video, just going to do a quick PSA. So just hang in there. So every video I start off by saying, hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force. You probably just heard it. And in case you weren't sure, this is Blood Force. Blood Force is a comic book I'm creating. It is a celebration / send-up of 90s extreme comics. And the first issue is complete. We're just kind of in limbo while I get the funds together for publication. And if you'd like to speed up that process, what you do, you go to the link in the description that will take you to my Patreon. Subscribe there, because I need your help in order to get this thing over the finish line. And warm fuzzies from helping a comic creator are not all you get by subscribing to my Patreon. You also get access to the entire Blood Force library, which is growing by the week, as well as all these videos and some exclusive content. So subscribe today, and soon we'll all get the Blood Force comics we've been waiting for. Thanks very much for listening. Now we'll get back to your regularly scheduled video about speed lines and shit. So, yeah, back to the drawing now. And this isn't a bad page, really. I mean, you can see we're getting right into it here. It's a little all over the place, but there's some pretty good stuff on this one. This is basically the beatdown page, where Popo has escaped from his bonds and is now going to punch some cleric to death, or at least one anyway. And there's some of the best panels I've done on this page. There's also some panels that didn't turn out fantastic, and it's going to might be a little bit difficult to keep up actually, because I really had to speed this up to try and get this close to the half-an-hour mark, which is, I think, ideal. I don't think too many people are going to... I mean, yeah, I can make like a 45-minute video, I suppose. But I don't know who's watching to the end of that thing. So we'll see how this goes. But it might be... If I think it's too fast, maybe I'll go back to the other speed. This is 10 times speed, just to clarify. And so here we go. Is that all the penciling I'm doing on this one? It might be. No, I don't think it is. I'm going to go into a lot more detail here, particularly on that top right panel, because that one looks like fun. So this particular panel here gets kind of an anime treatment, a little bit more manga treatment. I guess it's more manga, really, because we're trying to get some motion going out of this thing, and we're getting some very dramatic lighting. That just looks awesome. And yeah, going for the motion lines. Just really want to get that machine gun kind of feel to it. That repeated motion. And yeah, this one, all these 3 panels get some pretty tight penciling, because these are the ones that are fun to draw. And after that, meh. Not so much, but you know, they get completed. That's all that matters. And not doing much penciling in the way of backgrounds here, because that's just never any fun. Like maybe very loosely. Trying to figure out where the hell this guy's going. Took a bit of work. I don't mind the feel on Popo here, though, in this first panel. But yeah, I'm trying to do something resembling tight pencils in this top left, but it's not really working. And I want to do something a little bit dynamic in the bottom left. So I'm gonna go with a Dutch angle, but that's like almost 90 degrees. We're not gonna go that Dutch. And still going to try and do the penciling. Yeah, better to get the glove. And naturally, this is going to be the first one that I ink, because this already looks amazing. And I mean, you know, like it looks like a lot of fun. And I really want to get to inking this thing to see if I can keep it looking good. And spoilers, yeah, it did turn out quite well. I'm rather pleased with it. A lot of fun. I will say these panel borders bug me. The way they're not aligned. How they kind of, yeah, get asymmetrical around Popo's head there in the middle. I think it might be okay, but it just bugs me that it's not straight. But it shouldn't be to like I guess we're going for chaos in this scene, so that's kind of chaotic. I don't know. I don't know if that's the kind of chaos that I should be going for here. Yeah, all this stuff. There's good black balance on this page too, actually, or it turns out to be anyway. But like this panel in particular is a good example. Get some nice shapes with the shadows. Don't know how often I'll be able to pull that off, but it's nice to get it every once in a while. And then yeah, I do the big kind of flashy effect for the hits, and then forgot that I wanted to do another fist in there. Now this all looks good, like good stuff though. So just draw the fist, white out all the flashy stuff. Yeah, this was very kind of stream of consciousness almost. I'm not even gonna correct myself too much there. Where just let's try this, and it all kind of worked, except for this bit here where I immediately put the ruler over where I just whited out and smear that bottom fist a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Not that I had to correct it with the white out there. Might still need a touch-up or two. And now we get to go in with the lettering. I think I'm decent with like my lettering concepts, but the execution tends not to be there for me. At least as far as in my opinion. Oh, this didn't end up looking too bad, and I think it definitely got the point across. So yeah, in case you were wondering, he hit him a couple times. And we're trying to make the borders really thick, like we did before. I don't know if it was necessary. See how it looks here? I mean, that looks all right. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, and I like the speed lines too. And I mean, that panel is like done, and looks kind of great. So moving on, get a recovery panel. And you may know that there's not really much in the way of dialogue or any kind of lettering, or really. I mean, there is some sound effect lettering. I try to keep a fair amount going, but it was still big, kind of wide, empty spaces. So I did end up kind of making up a monologue for Popo on the spot at the end of here, and I'll include it at the end. Yeah, fair amount of black here. Looks good. I like that fist too. Like the shadow under it. I don't know. Just feels about right. And got to get some alien blood and guts on that fist. That feels a little bit like Frank Miller, that yellow bastard, actually. And here we get more of a cartoony panel with Popo getting shocked. And I get to play around a bit more with the lighting and make him a bit more rubber-facey. And I like how that turned out quite a bit too, actually. Almost has like a... No. Kevin Nolan? Yes. I always almost say Kevin Nealon. It definitely doesn't have a Kevin Nealon feel. Much closer to Kevin Nolan. Even these neck stretches aren't right, but like they're definitely interesting. And get them all lit from behind here a bit. Decent looking hand. And I think I debated whether or not to light the hand from behind as well, and just kind of went with it. Just go with the logic inherent in that panel. And I think I put in some lettering behind it here. Yep. Some very kind of cliched lettering. But I do not mind how that turned out, I gotta say. I think that looks pretty good. And now I do have to do some backgrounds, because again, can't do a full page with next to no backgrounds. I mean, you can, and I probably will from time to time, but not just yet. We'll do something in this one. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. I don't know. This one could be mostly black. I can't remember now. But this is just the cleric that he didn't beat the shit out of right away. Managed to get behind him while his attention was elsewhere, and snuck up on him with the shocky stick. Now, do I think I do. And these are pure off-the-cuff backgrounds again. A lot of, what's the word? Shoot. Just made up backgrounds, like made up on the spot. On the clerk ship. Kind of like those tubes, though. That's all right. This ended up being kind of a weird texture, but I mean, see, this is it. I'm gonna put some more ruled off stuff here. I feel like I'm getting a little better at this. The off-the-cuff tech panel type stuff. Yeah, I mean, like all this, that looks all right for just like stuff in the background here. Yeah, and then you just add some lights in around it. And then just tighten up those lights a little bit. And not bad. Yeah, no, I didn't really get much of a chance to check it out again, but that's okay. And this is, how far into this are we? About halfway. So, like half of this page was fun stuff, I would say. Like, all that stuff was pretty fun. And now we're getting into stuff I just don't want to draw. Not really. This is okay, except I I'm still not sold on these guys that this is what they should look like. I mean, by the time I get to issue like 3 or 4, it might be completely different again. I'm not even sure. Maybe these guys are like, these are just guys who are like, these are like IT guys who are like working in their PJs. This is their equivalent of like sweats and a hoodie. And like real uniforms, they look much more impressive. Perhaps. Don't hold me to that. I'm just saying it could happen. But yeah, not leaving a whole lot of room for lettering here. Pose is okay though. You get the panicky feel. And that's, yeah, even more panic. I don't think I really remembered to put in the wallet in this panel. It's not really necessary at this point. How long does it need to stay in the air? Not this long, I don't think. You can see like a lot of black on these pages, which is kind of what I was going for, because that alien abduction kind of feel, where it's a mostly darkened room and just like lights and panels and stuff that are kind of out of focus. I think that comes across okay. And this gesture here took me a little bit to get together. Yeah, see, maybe like this, maybe like that. I think that's what I decided to go with. I like the impending doom here. It's all right. But yeah, like these poses turned out pretty great. No complaints. Did I remember the motorcycle gloves in this panel? There's a good question. Oh, it looks decent. Kind of. Looks weird. It looks a little weird on the forearm. I think I did remember the glove there. Some good stuff. Yep. All right. Well done. Double up that hatching? Probably should, right? Or something. And now I'm not sure what to put in the background, if I recall correctly. Okay, yeah, reinforce the borders, double up a little bit. I just kind of thought I'd try out a Magnolia thing here. And I don't think this is correct. Yeah. All right, I'm going to start it on some more lettering here. And this one's a bit of a tribute, actually, I suppose, to Supreme #1. When Die Hard just kind of snaps and just goes flying at Supreme. Yeah, he yells "Ye Yarg," as covered in my revisit of that issue, and that looks okay. But it is a bit of an empty panel. Like and as I said, most of these panels kind of are at this point. So we're gonna go through and just throw on some just a bit of monologue here and there. And this panel in particular, I think, took me like a couple of days to get back because I just really didn't want to draw it. There's nothing fun here for me. I don't know. But it's like eventually it's like, okay, just get it done. That head's a little too small. So a few things here that are too small. Like this is part of the problem. Is that a lot of the proportions didn't feel right. I mean, yeah, I'm allowed to have like a bad panel here and there when it's just one, you know. And I think particularly probably when it's just in service of getting to the next page, probably. That hand in particular does not seem to be... yeah, no, it doesn't quite seem like it's on the same body, does it? Oh well. And then make him very shadowy at least. And we're going to throw a whole bunch of black in here because you bet your ass we are. And this clerk here was not looking forward to, because I feel like that stick should be longer for one thing, but it does tend to actually get largely blacked out, so I think it's okay. He's largely backlit. I think that may have been a mistake. But oh well. And then I was tempted to just black them pretty much all in. It's like, nope, you can't. You got to make it at least a little bit clear what the hell just happened. And I had to try and figure out an angle for these guys, like what these guys look like from a bit of a worm's eye view. And I don't think that really nailed it. And we're going to put some infantry type clerk behind him here as backup. And a whole bunch more black. Damn right. Don't mind how that one looks too much. But yeah, like that's the panel, and it's like, eesh. Yeah, well. They don't have to look great, I suppose. And this one here, I'm kind of going for one of those Will Sporté show open panels. I'll be the first to admit I don't know what I'm doing with that, though. I like the expression I managed to get here. I like the gesture where he's like getting nauseous or some shit. What are you doing now? Nah, up there. There you go. This guy is on a really weird angle. At least when they're this small, they're pretty quick. And this was like just, I don't know. It's just like trying to push a box over a finish line. Just like, shut up and push. I don't want to do this. Shut up and push. You're almost there. And then, yeah, that's not a terrible pose for Popo here. It does end up kind of a little sloppy, but I guess that's okay. And then, yeah, the clerk beside him who got his face beat in. And you can give him much of a head. He just gets to be like pulp and splatter. And they're like, hey, what if I, like, put in a... Oh, what if I forget to frame this correctly? Oh, well. Anyway, yeah, put a little frame for the doorway around it. I don't even know if that was really necessary. Anyway, that is the page there. So that's done. More good stuff than bad on that. And the bad isn't like, you know, what the hell's the matter with you? It's just kind of like, ugh. Yeah, I had to force it through at the end there. Which happens sometimes. But yeah, and of course I got the dialogue here now, and it's like typical Popo vague lonery dialogue that if you think about it, like if you actually read it, doesn't make any sense. I can do I can try to do my read through voice on this. It's funny how the jungle works sometimes. Sometimes a renegade grizzly gets so focused on his fuzzy vengeance, he can't see the taser forest for the punch in the face trees. I guess that's what they call irony. I particularly like I guess that's what they call irony. That's just like, what? No, it's not what they call that. Him trying to be like, I don't know, pithy. That's the word, I think. And improv was the other word that I forgot earlier, and I will forget again in future, because that's one of those words that I forget all the time. Like improv and composition, these are just words that will not stick in my brain. Not allowed. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that was done. Not too bad. Took a little bit longer than I would have liked. This is like a week and a half. And I mean, those first 3 panels, those were probably done in a day or two. And then the rest was like 4 or 5 days. I don't know. Really not, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So I'm working on page 7 now. In the meantime, I'm going to be releasing the Wolverine / Sabretooth live stream drawing next. That's in a couple of days. What is today? Today's Wednesday? So like 3 days. There you go. Just to give you an idea of how far ahead I am, it's a little bit, a couple weeks. And yeah, so that page 7, we're back to Super Guys kind of just talking. There'll be more fighting. This one has a lot of jumping back and forth, actually, in between the guys back at Blood Bastion, back to Popo, back to the guys, but then the guys go to a different place, and then, you know, it doesn't do a bad job of switching up the backgrounds, so that's nice at least. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the notifications so you'll know when I drop more. Go over, follow me on Twitter, but more importantly, go to my Patreon and subscribe there, because I need your help in order to get these things published. I sure as shit can't do it by myself, not in this economy. Oh, that was topical. Fuck's sake. But thank you very much for getting this far. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.